Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is?
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Guess what day it is?
It's Friday.
It's time to
party. Time to party.
Today is Friday.
Friday.
What time?
Morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning, how are you?
I'm super, thanks for asking.
These people need help mentally.
The weekend starts here.
It's showtime.
There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Sports Guy Mike Show. Right here on KCBR 98.5 AM 1040, as well as online at 100mixfm.com. Sports Guy Mike hanging out with you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and making us a part of your day. We appreciate it as always. First part of our show this morning is brought to you by our good friends over at Rhino Sports and Spirits, 4307 Integrity Center Point. That's right there on the corner of Powers and Barnes. Get over there and hang out with the lovely ladies that they have over there, the bartenders. Great staff, great drink specials, great food specials. And, you know, they practice social distancing, so you're good to go. The great thing is they also have an app that's got their menu on it. So if you want to order something, go pick it up. You can do that as well. But they do have dining in, and you can have a beer with a buddy or whatever the case may be. But get down to Rhino Sports and Spirits. Let them know Sports Guy Mike sent you right there on the corner of Powers and Barnes. So got this new T-shirt. U.S. Marines veterans. Look at that. I don't know why I'm sticking my chin down in the video. If you are watching us on sportscaster.com or if you're watching us on Facebook Live, see that there? Red Shirt Friday. So, yeah. Anyway, a couple different things to get to right off the bat. Coronavirus insanity stories, y'all. I searched high and low and found some pretty good ones last night. Not going to lie. Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Happy Friday, buddy. So, these are very interesting, to say the least. So, the first one, as you all know, if you've never seen me, obviously I am bald. I'm a bald man. But scientists have found that bald men may have a higher risk of severe coronavirus symptoms. It may be linked, they're saying, to testosterone, which causes hair loss and makes a guy more susceptible to the virus. Well, another reason for me to just stay my happy behind right here where I'm at. More single people are now screening their potential dates for coronavirus before they even get together, meaning they're looking at how seriously the person has taken the quarantine and even actual results from the person's antibody test. So not like back in the day where you just got, you went and got an HIV test together. Now, you got to get a antibody test before you can start dating people. It's the way of the world, folks. You can't hear they're saying now you can't hear the difference between a sick cough and a healthy cough. So when you're out in the store and somebody coughs, don't freak out. Be like, because you don't know the difference anyway. So don't act like you do. People who attend the rallies for President 45 will need to sign a waiver that says that they won't sue the campaign if they catch the coronavirus there. Yeah. So if you're going to go support, I have to say this on a sidebar real quick. So yesterday on ESPN, on First Take, they actually talked to Spike Lee. And I love Spike. Spike's my dude. Brooklyn, I'm Bronx. Both love the Knicks no matter how bad they are, no matter how bad ownership has become, no matter how bad, obviously, they've treated him. But Spike Lee yesterday, because Spike's got a new movie coming out, And make sure y'all check it out on Netflix too. Spike called President Trump Agent Orange. I about lost it. I about lost it. Called President Trump Agent Orange. Not once, not twice, but several times throughout the interview on ESPN. It was hilarious. I'm sorry. Say what you want. That's funny right there. That's funny right there. All right. And finally, 2 people at a Goodwill store in Florida, shocker, got into a fight when one of them didn't follow the aisle arrows and went the wrong way. Now, this was a 29-year-old, 125-pound woman brawled with a 50-year-old, 220-pound man. They both were arrested for battery inside the Goodwill. Freaking Florida, man. Telling you. Come on, man. Y'all gonna fight over the arrow. Look, don't get me wrong. It makes me mad when there are 3 or 4 people going the right way, one way down an aisle, say in Walmart. And there's always got to be that one chajul, that one idiot that's got to come the wrong way. And then look at you like, why aren't you moving out of my way? Excuse me? You need to turn your dumb behind around and take it back out the exit of this aisle. Look, I know people don't like these things. I'm not a huge fan of them either, because when I look down, I damn near trip on my own feet trying to figure out if I can go down this aisle or not. But at the end of the day, can't you just do it? Is it that difficult? I know you don't give a crap about anything other than yourself, but for the love of God, man, there's 5 people in the aisle. We're all arm deep this way, coming down the aisle, and your dumb behind wants to come up this way against the grain. Come on now. Look, again, I'm not in favor of them, but you know what? Just do it. Stop being a moron. All right. Anyway, so some latest news on the protests around the U.S. 72% of Americans say that they support a ban on police chokeholds, which I completely agree upon. My problem with this statement is, what is the deal with the other 28% of people? Can someone tell me what's up with that? So the other 28% of people are cool with police chokeholds? I just think it's weird. A 75-year-old man who was shoved by Buffalo police officers and left to bleed on the sidewalk has actually suffered a severe brain injury. So for Agent Orange up there in the White House, thinking that this was staged and that he kind of flailed himself down to the ground so that he could split his head open and there could be blood all over the sidewalk and sustain a severe brain injury. This man is sitting in the White House right now. Need I say more? Register to vote, people. Nike has announced it's making June 19th, of course, which is Juneteenth, the day that enslaved Americans became free. Nike has announced that they are making that a paid holiday for their employees. How cool is that? Let's see what else we got on here. Oh, more idiocracy. Check this out. The guy who worked at a nightclub with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, this is the guy that said that they used to bump heads, that they didn't get along. Now he's changing his story, and he says that he mistook Floyd for another guy who worked there. Really? You mistook this large man? Okay. Because we all look alike, right? Okay. Band-Aid is launching a new line of bandages, and they are called diverse skin colors. I don't know how good or bad that is, but I guess we'll check it out when they come out. So I have never played this game ever in my life. I know people who have. So the game Magic the Gathering is banning cards from its games that are, quote, culturally offensive. Apparently, there are 7 cards that qualified for this culturally offensive category. especially one called Invoke Prejudice that looks like it's literally got somebody in a KKK hood. Now, I've never seen the card. I've never played this game. But if there's a card with a dude with a KKK hood on or looks similar to it, please get rid of it. What in the world, man? Unbelievable. All right. Something that kind of popped up yesterday after the show, and I noticed going around CBS, FS1, ESPN. The Boston Red Sox straight up admitted that some of their fans are racist. Now, it started when former Minnesota Twins outfielder Torrey Hunter said he often experienced racism from the crowd at Fenway, including fans calling him the N-word. And the Sox backed him up. They issued a statement saying, quote, Torrey Hunter's experience is real. If you doubt him because you've never heard it yourself, take it from us, it happens. Last year, there were 7 reported incidents at Fenway Park where fans used racial slurs. Those are just the ones we know about, end quote. Now, they added a quote by saying, we are grateful to everyone who has spoken up and remain committed to using our platform to amplify the many voices who are calling out injustice. Torrey replied, change starts now, much love. Here's what I'm going to say about that. And I can speak to it because growing up in the Bronx, or growing up in New York, what's up, Al B? DJ Al B in the building. Let me say this before I go to break. Sorry, I had to adjust myself in my seat here. So, look, if you've never been to Fenway and you've never been a part of the Red Sox Yankee experience, I'm telling you, it's one of grandeur. I loved it growing up as a kid. I love being a Yankee fan. I love being from the Bronx, and I love being a black man. But I am going to tell you this. Going to Fenway as a teenager was never fun because when you're sitting with 3 guys that are white, 2 guys that are black, and me literally in the middle, and we're being called every name in the book. And I got white friends with me turning around and calling them racist idiots, sit down and shut your mouth. These are our friends. How dare you talk to them that way? Yada, yada. So I, too, have experienced it firsthand at Fenway. And I've never talked about this, and I'll tell you why. Because when people always ask me, man, why do you hate the Red Sox so bad? And then people say, oh, it's just because he's from the Bronx. He's a Yankee fan. That's just how it is. That is part of it. That is definitely part of it. I can't stand the Red Sox. I can't stand any team that comes out of the city of Boston. And if you've ever listened to this show during baseball season, you have heard me say that. And one of the reasons, obviously, is because being a Yankee fan, that's just how it is. Being from the Bronx, being from that culture, it's almost ingrained that you have to dislike them, right? Which is part of it, but that's not all of it. The times that we've been down there as a teenager, going to Yankee Red Sox matchups, it gets ugly. And the way those people are, or I shouldn't say those people, the way some of those racist idiot fans in Boston, the way they are is very unputting, unsettling, and it really makes you dig in and hate them even more. So, like I said, I've never talked about it on this show before, but that is the other side of the coin for me on my dislike for the city of Boston. So, with that being said, kudos to Torrey Hunter for speaking out. And hopefully things will get better in Boston. Let's keep our fingers crossed. It's time for change. Let's see if everybody that keeps talking about it is going to be about it, right? Isn't that what we always say? If you're going to talk about it, then you better be about it. Actions speak louder than words. It's one of the oldest, sayings in the book. So let's see where Boston grabs onto that and see what they do next. All right, speaking of next, coming up next, Patriots running back Sony Michel is recovering from foot injury. And we're also going to talk about John Harbaugh, coach of the Baltimore Ravens, have come out and said the current coronavirus, or the NFL's current coronavirus guidelines, are a little impossible. And he's not sure how they're going to do some of this stuff moving forward. We'll talk about that and more next on the Sports Guy Mike Show. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Are you looking to get away this summer? Give Venture Travel and Tickets a call at 719-357-7510. Whether you're looking for airfare, hotel, car rental, or even all-inclusive vacations, you need to contact Venture Travel and Tickets at 719-357-7510. Book your vacation today with Venture Travel and Tickets, the best way to get away.
Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is a licensed and accredited OBH treatment facility providing people services in the criminal justice system for over 6 years. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling is located on 1826 East Platte, on the corner of Platte and Union, where the counselors are not only licensed and accredited, but also have life experience. They offer court-ordered DUI classes and any mandated court-ordered treatment. Use the promo code RADIO and pay only $20 for your initial intake fee for level 2. Adult Youth Swanson Counseling, where we help you feel better so you can get better and live a successful life.
Are you a first-time home buyer having trouble finding the right realtor that fits your needs? Well, look no further. Call Brandy Mendones with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty at 719-291-4678. Take a journey into real estate with a top-notch company and a top-notch hands-on realtor that has your real estate success in mind.
I've been in the Colorado Springs area for 14 years, and I love experiencing everything the beautiful state of Colorado has to offer. I've raised my children here and would love to help you find your next home in Southern Colorado.
Call Brandy at 719-291-4678 with Keller Williams Clients Choice Realty, where
home and happiness happen.
Having car problems? Maintenance coming up on your vehicle? Don't gamble your money away at other mechanic shops. Come to All Service Auto. At All Service Auto, you get the quality workmanship and parts that you demand. Professionals at All Service Auto strive to make your experience the best you've ever had, from beginning to end. Everything from engine replacements to tire rotations. All Service Auto can get your vehicle back on the road and driving like you want it. No job is too big or too small. All Service Auto works on all makes and models, making them your one-stop mechanic shop. With affordable prices and customer service that is leaps and bounds above the rest, make your first choice All Service Auto, located at 3455 Shelton Loop, right near the intersection of Platte and Shelton. Call to set up your next appointment at 719-573-0292. Taking care of vehicles and the people who drive them. All Service Auto. Call now, 719-573-0292. All Service Auto.
due to recent events with COVID-19, Liberty Tax Now can do your tax return remotely. Give them a call at 866-871-1040 or visit them online at libertytax.com. Type in your zip code to find your nearest Liberty Tax office today. That's 866-871-1040. Liberty Tax, where you do life, they do tax.
It's hot.
It's a red hot radio station.
June 12th, happy Superman Day.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman.
Superman or Green Lantern. They call me Superman. Who's Superman? Where are you now? Superman. I'm no Superman. You still call me Superman. You're dog on Superman's king.
Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
I'm no Superman.
Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show right here on KCBR 98.5 and 95.7. AM 1040 and online at 100mixfm.com. Sports Guy Mike hanging out with you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Today's Superman Day. You a comic book person? I know I am. I actually loved reading comics growing up. Was a very big deal for me. Did not expect that to come out. My apologies. I need to have my my mute button a little bit closer to my finger. Sorry about that. Anyway, today is Superman Day. Sure. I wonder if Shaq knows it's Superman Day. As much as he loves Superman, I wonder if Dwight Howard knows it's Superman Day. Since those two are so ingrained in the Superman culture, right? I don't know. Anyway, New England Patriots starting running back Sony Michel is recovering from surgery on his foot that he had back in May. Now, the surgery was viewed as more maintenance-based to help revive and relieve discomfort that Sony was actually experiencing quite often. Now, the Patriots are scheduled to return for training camp in late July, but Michel is already back in Foxborough as part of his rehabilitation. How Michel's progress will ultimately determine whether he starts training camp on the PUP list will soon to be seen. Michel has been the Patriots' leading rusher each of the past two seasons, finishing last year with 912 yards on 247 carries with 7 touchdowns. Now, back in 2018, he totaled 931 yards and 209 carries, averaged about 4.5 with 6 touchdowns, and was instrumental in the team's late season surge to winning Super Bowl 53. Now, Michel has battled multiple knee injuries since the Patriots selected him in the first round back in 2018, but he has only missed 3 games, so that's kind of crucial. That's good. That proves that he can bounce back. That means that he's resilient enough, and he obviously takes good care of his body even when he does get injured. Now, during training camp of his rookie season, he had fluid drain from his knee, which sidelined him through the first game of the year. So this is pretty instrumental. Now, it's not like they don't have, they still have James White. They have Burkhead. I think they have Damian Harris still. So, they have a pretty deep running back room here. But probably, looking forward, Sony Michel is definitely the guy that they're going to look at. No matter which quarterback they decide to use, it's really not going to matter. Having that running game with the removal of Tommy Brady is going to be crucial for them. It's going to be a big deal. They're going to need somebody to take some of the pressure off whoever is starting under center. So definitely see how that moves forward. The Ravens head coach John Harbaugh says, NFL, y'all out your mind. Baltimore Ravens coach voiced his frustrations yesterday over the guidelines sent to the 32 NFL teams outlining procedures for the full reopening of their practice facilities, which were closed, obviously, due to COVID-19. He said, I've seen all the memos on that, and to be quite honest with you, it's impossible what they're asking us to do. Humanly impossible. Now, this is what he said during his interview on 105.7 The Fan. So we're going to do everything we can do. We're going to space. We're going to have masks. But, it's a communication sport. We have to be able to communicate with each other in person, and we have to practice. Now, the protocol requires physical distancing in the locker room, meeting and weight rooms, as well as the cafeteria, which is what they're going to do with a lot of these schools moving forward. So it shouldn't be any surprise to any of them, right? Now, Harbaugh said he is unsure how these standards can be realistically applied everywhere. He said, quote, I'm pretty sure the huddle is not going to be 6 feet in space. Are you guys going to shower one at a time all day? Are you guys going to lift weights one at a time all day? These are things the league and the Players Association need to get a handle on and need to get agreed with some common sense so we can operate in a 13-hour day in training camp that they're giving us and get our work done. That's the one thing you can tell by my voice. I'm a little frustrated with what I'm hearing here, and I think they need to get that pinned down a little bit better. So, look, John Harbaugh not very happy about what's going on. And, I kind of don't blame him, only because think about this. Like he said, you can't have a huddle that's 6 feet by 6 feet. I mean, first of all, that'd be a pretty big huddle, for one. For two, it's just not, I don't know what the word is. It's just, it's not feasible for these guys. I understand his frustration, but here's the thing. If you want to get back to football and you want to get your guys into practice facilities and you want to get going, this is what you got to do according to the NFL. Joining the show, banging his microphone, my man Chris Braden. What's up, CB?
Hey, buddy. How you doing? So is this working?
It is. I can hear you loud and clear, my friend.
Wow, dude. It's amazing. So I think we got the bad juju out of this mic.
Nice. Gotta love
spank
that.
it a little bit before I start.
You gotta spank. Yeah, you gotta. Bad girl. Oh,
Exactly.
Anyway, so John Harbaugh's upset about some of these guidelines and regulations that the NFL is bouncing off of all 32 teams in order for them to get into their practice facilities, try to get this camp going. Hopefully in July is what they're talking about. John Harbaugh's not very happy about it. What do you think as far as, at the end of the day, it's what the NFL requires. It's what the health department and the CDC is passing down to the NFL to say, look, you guys want to do what you got to do. This is it. It's not that hard, is it?
I don't know. So like the huddle thing is weird. I mean, number one, like the reason you huddle is so the other team doesn't really know what you're doing. You know what I mean, dude? So like if you have these wide gaps in the huddle, number two, let's be honest, man. These guys are like in the locker room together. They're like hanging out together. I mean, literally this is for like optics, I would say. Yeah, no, it's dumb. That part's dumb. There's some really dumb ones. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I will tell you this. If they can't go out there and just do what they do normally, I don't see this working. I don't see this working at all. I mean, you and I have both watched UFC fights. They go out there, they trade blood.
Yeah. They're hanging on each other. What you talking about? Rolling around on the floor.
Exactly. And I think, huddling up with somebody, like literally just like I said, optics again, because I can't think of a better word. What happens when the ball is snapped? 300-pound or multiple 300-pound dudes are engaged.
Right.
Period.
Right.
I mean, yeah. So I'm with John Harbaugh 100% on this. If you asked me, just the fan, and they had to do all this kind of stuff, I'd be like, meh, pass.
Right.
Because guess what's going to happen? They're going to do it the old school way anyway. So what's going to happen?
And here's a funny thing. I love this term. I got it from a movie, an Al Pacino movie called Author that I watched many, many moons ago. Let me bounce something off you.
Was it Say Hello to My Little Friend?
No.
Was it that one?
No.
Oh,
it's called Author, and he plays a New York playwright. It's a phenomenal movie. If you've never seen it, check it out. It's unbelievable. It's late, like I want to say late 70s, early 80s. Al Pacino. Great movie.
Oh, wow.
It's very funny.
You're digging in the rough cuts, the deep cuts, man.
Dude, I'm going to tell you.
Have to check it out.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely love the movie. But so let me bounce something off you. If we have seen protesters, I said this yesterday, there are hundreds, thousands of protesters in streets together, marching, protesting, which again, good for them. Do what you got to do. Help make a change, however you got to do it. Just peaceful, please. So we have all these people in multiple cities, hundreds of cities doing this. In Denver, right here in our backyard. Why is there
by
not
the Denver Broncos, by the way?
Right. Why is there not a gigantic spike in every single one of these cities in the coronavirus?
It's funny because I pay attention to the numbers, but I don't go look for the numbers. Like if they pop on my screen,
right,
I'll give it a glance. Arizona's had a spike, things like that. Why hasn't it? Well, two things. Like if you watch the science, when it's warm outside, that thing has a hard time spreading. Number
Correct.
one. Number two, coronavirus season's over, man. I literally, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yesterday this happened to me, and like I said, I only wear the mask because I try to be a good citizen. I mean, I hate it. I can't breathe. I'm fat. The whole
Me
nine.
too.
But I walked into two different stores yesterday, and they were both convenience store, and one was a restaurant. I was literally the only dude. And
With
I
a
felt
mask
like,
on?
Yeah, and I felt like such a turd. Like I was like,
I don't.
No, because I don't want to wear it either.
Right. I don't either.
I just want to. I wear it just. I'm just trying to be a good citizen, and that's what I always do.
You're trying to be respectful of others.
Thank you. And I was wearing it, and I did. I felt like a turd. I was like, so the first time I just went through my transaction, and I wore it the whole nine. I yank it off like right when I hit the door, like I did all the time. So yesterday, I felt the peer pressure, and I'm standing in line. There's like 4 people in line. None of the employees had them on. They're still standing behind their sneeze guards. And I just was like, I put that mask in my pocket, Mike.
I mean, and that's your choice. As long, here's how I look at it. As long as the establishment doesn't require it. If they require it, you better put it on your face.
Right.
That's how I look at it. Because it's their business, not yours. So you can't give me this, well, it's my constitutional right. Then take your constitutional behind and get out of my store.
Well, yeah, because
that's how I look at it.
No, that's a private business. In fact, I had a cousin of mine who, she's one of those people that likes to stand on her soapbox. And she said, you know what? There's a line you can call if people won't let you do business with them not wearing a mask. I go, you're sick. I looked at her. I go, you're pathetic. I go, that's their prerogative. Maybe that business owner is got some symptoms, and maybe we don't know what they're going through. Maybe they're afraid.
Do what they ask.
Just be a good person.
It's their business, not yours. Right.
Like, do you ever walk into stores with no shoes on?
Oh God, no.
Number one, that's gross. Like, but number two, like you just like, even like I'll drive sometimes without my shoes on. Like after I golf, I'll throw my golf shoes in. I'll drive barefooted.
Right.
And like, I don't walk in there barefooted.
That's nasty, dude.
It is. Do you ever walk in without a shirt on? Do you ever walk over to the Slurpee machine without a shirt on?
Well, I'm fat, so I wouldn't
that
anyway.
Don't matter. You
but...
can still go without a shirt if you wanted to. I mean, this is America.
That's true.
But yeah, no, I think these are just simple things. Like also some businesses are not taking cash. I've had that. And I don't get all mad. Oh, why can't you? This is America. Why aren't you taking cash? This is U.S. currency. Right. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Here, I'll pull out my debit card. There you go.
I mean, what? Doesn't 95% of the country have a? You don't even have to have a bank account to have a debit card. There's so many alternatives now that it doesn't matter. Like
that being said, if I'm behind a dude that only has cash and he has, let's keep it reasonable. Like if he's buying like a $6 item or whatever, and he doesn't, I'd be like, hey, bro, man, I'll pay for you.
Right.
Maybe he would offer me the cash. Like, let's just like whatever. Like, let's just get along, dude. Like, I'm tired of all this fighting. Like, I like with the mask and the COVID and all this stuff, dude. Let's just like, whatever.
We need a gigantic teachable moment and a reset button.
Yes.
The moment was George Floyd's murder in broad daylight.
Yes.
People need to start understanding what black people have gone through up until this point and not shrug it off as and starting to understand that we should be together on everything.
Well, and
instead of being separate on so many little things. Does that make sense?
Yes, and I have a good example of that. Me being a white guy from the burbs, that's my lens.
Right.
Like literally, that's my lens. I don't know how you feel or any of my other friends feel. I don't unless you tell me.
Right.
Like I don't know. I have a friend that's gone around the country singing national anthems. He sung at Staples. He sung at Dodger Stadium. Man, he sings like a freaking angel.
Nice.
And he's in the Air Force as well. And he usually wears his uniform. And he put a post up. And he was talking about the anthem and how he feels. And now maybe he might feel a little bit different. And I played golf with him yesterday. And in the post, I liked the post, but I didn't know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, it made me sad.
Right.
And And
so just say that. You know what I mean?
Yesterday I was golfing with him, and I'm like, bro, I just want you to know I saw your post.
Right.
And it made me sad.
Right.
And
that's all you need.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I get it. And he said he had a couple other friends. But, like, I didn't know that. Like, for me, hello.
There you go.
Gosh, this mic.
It's gonna
mic too.
I know it is. Gonna elbow it.
Yeah, so I'm with you 100%. So, like, I just want everyone. I want us all to, like, listen to each other. Number one,
right?
Don't ignore whether it's whatever's going on, and let's just do our best to get along. That's all.
You know, if something I saw the first time I ever watched a movie, and I'm going to say this before we go to break. First time I ever watched Remember the Titans. Okay, I thought that one of the exercises that Coach Boone did was something that this country needs to do.
Oh, training camp?
When they went to training camp and they were all separated. So it started with all the brothers was on one bus and all the white dudes was on the other bus. And he said, all right, everybody off the bus. Now, this isn't the part I'm talking about, but I'm just kind of ramping it up here. So obviously he had everybody come off the bus, offense on this bus, defense on this bus, right? The part of it that I love that I think this country should do is get to know somebody better that doesn't look like you. Right. So he said, you're going to find one of your black teammates, you're going to find one of your white teammates in your room that you're rooming together, and you're going to find out every single detail about that person. Now, I'm not saying we all need to go around and do that, but it wouldn't kill us to find out more about somebody that you work with that you really didn't. That doesn't look like you.
Sure.
So if you're black and you go to work, go talk to one of your white friends, find out a little bit more, maybe than you really didn't know. My wife told me yesterday that her and these girls at work that were kind of, this one girl's a little standoffish. She kind of kept to herself. Her and her girl that she works with that are friends, they've gone up and they're trying to kind of pull her out of her shell and talk to her and invite her to lunch and stuff like that. If people did, and it's not a black and white thing that they're doing, they just are trying to get the girl more involved because she seems so to herself. If more people did stuff like my wife and her friend are doing at work, regardless of their color or whatever the case may be, if you stick your hand out to somebody, they're probably going to shake it. It's not going to kill you to stick your freaking hand out.
And it's funny. I think about, being in radio and then covering sports and being in the locker room. For me, that's been easy. You know what I mean? Because I just think, all races, we all kind of work together, and it's not just races. It's, lifestyles, things like that. I mean, I've learned so much about it, and it wasn't because I was trying to learn.
Right.
Like I'm just like an open guy. And I think really what I try to do is I try to be friendly all the time.
Right.
And now that being said, there are some people that, we just don't get along. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's just the way it is.
No matter
in the
what
world,
color you are.
Right. Exactly. But that being said, I think for you and I, especially you, it's been easy because you're just kind of around it. And, and I've never really gone and seeked somebody out really, but I will say this, like when I've worked in places and I'm like, wow, I've been here like 3 weeks and I barely know that dude. I might be like, I might make just to say hi or just like, hey man, the lines of communication are open with me if you want to,
Right. If you ever want to chat. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Just like, don't be like, but that doesn't happen very often. Everyone usually knows me within 10 minutes of me walking.
And that's kind of how I am. My mother used to call me the chameleon. Being Italian and Irish and being black, and I've had a little bit of best of both worlds. I lived in the hood, but I went to Catholic school. So I kind of had both sides of it. And, for me, it's always been, with the white guys, I was never white enough. With the black guys, I was never black enough. And this now, our country has gotten to the point where it shouldn't matter. We should all be, we all need to get on the same road. We all need to stop having our own roads, and we should all be on the same road, going the same way for the same common goal, which is for us all to get along and stop some of this nonsense that's going on with police departments and political figures and things of that nature. So,
and the wacky stuff going on in Seattle, man, I don't even get that,
dude. I know. Speaking of Seattle,
terrifying.
Yeah. Speaking of Seattle, Pete Carroll talking nonsense. I think his age is starting to get to him. I don't know. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Sports Guy Mike Show. Keep it locked, Joe.
Hey, Bill, sorry to hear about your car accident. How are you doing?
Not good, Mary. My neck is killing me.
Have you found an attorney for your claim yet?
I went to one of those guys that you see on TV all the time, and they said my claim was too small.
You need to call McDowell Law Firm. No claim is too big or too small. They specialize in criminal defense, DUI defense, and of course, personal injury.
I need that number.
You can call them at 719-227-0022. That's McDowell Law Firm at 719-227-0022 or online at McDowellFirm.com.
Thanks, Mary. I'm going to call him right now.
Having car problems? Maintenance coming up on your vehicle? Don't gamble your money away at other mechanic shops. Come to All Service Auto. At All Service Auto, you get the quality workmanship and parts that you demand. The professionals at All Service Auto strive to make your experience the best you've ever had, from beginning to end. Everything from engine replacements to tire rotations. All Service Auto can get your vehicle back on the road and driving like you want it. No job is too big or too small. All Service Auto works on all makes and models, making them your one-stop mechanic shop. With affordable prices and customer service that is leaps and bounds above the rest. Make your first choice All Service Auto, located at 3455 Shelton Loop, right near the intersection of Platt and Shelton. Call to set up your next appointment at 719-573-0292. Taking care of vehicles and the people who drive them. All Service Auto. Call now, 719-573-0292. All Service Auto.
Are you looking to get away this summer? Give Venture Travel and Tickets a call at 719-357-7510. Whether you're looking for airfare, hotel, car rental, or even all-inclusive vacations, you need to contact Venture Travel and Tickets at 719-357-7510. Book your vacation today with Venture Travel and Tickets, the best way to get away.
Get your grub on at Club Tilted Grill and Miss Patty's Kitchen, 3744 Astrazon Boulevard. Open noon to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday with great drink specials and daily food specials. And starting May 23rd and 24th, get your soul food back at Club Tilted Grill and Miss Patty's Kitchen. And for the rest of the month of May, drummies are 10 for $6 at Miss Patty's Kitchen. There's always something great going on at Club Tilted Grill, 3744 Astrazon Boulevard.
The hottest station on the dial. It's just hot. It's red hot.
Welcome back to the Sports Guy Mike Show right here on KCBR 98.5 AM 1040 and online at 100mixfm.com. Sports Guy Mike, Chris Braden, hanging out with you on a Red Shirt Friday. Finally Friday. So you went golfing yesterday. How was it?
It was good. It's coming around, man. It's coming around. I'm having fun. Yeah, I've played more golf this year than I have the last 5 years combined.
Wow.
Because like when I got out of the business, I'm one of those kind of all or nothing guys. And
right.
When you used to be good, yeah, when you used to be good at something and then you go do it and you suck. It's like really frustrating.
Well, that's my golf game right there in a nutshell. You just described my entire golf game. All right.
Yesterday was good.
This segment is brought to you by Handyman Home Solutions. Give Joe a call at 719-362-7937. He is affordable, he is professional, and he is dependable. Here's the thing. Joe will do just about anything. He is the handyman of all handymans. Big and small repairs, commercial cleanup, commercial painting, weed and tree removal, trash hauling, assembly, demolition, landscaping, yard cleanup, and even though we don't need it right now, he does do snow plowing and so much more. Call him today to book your appointment, 719-362-7937. Handyman Home Solutions, affordable, professional, and dependable. Give Joe a call. All right.
It did snow in Monument a couple days ago, just FYI.
I know, dude. Didn't they get like 1.8 inches of snow in freaking Monument?
That, man.
Dude.
So dumb.
What, dude, Woodland Park got like 2.5 inches. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, okay, Florida.
I'm not down with June snow.
No. Like that's and I turned and looked at my wife. She's like, I know. Don't say anything. I said, you see where I'm going? I said, I
just started playing some Flow Rider for her.
I'm telling you, I'm like, keep it up. She's like, stupid June. I said, telling you, if summer ends next month, we're moving.
Oh, I'm with you.
Immediately.
We should buy a duplex now and just be ready to go because I don't know.
I'm down. I don't know what's going on with this bipolar Colorado weather. Anyway, speaking of somebody who might be bipolar, Seattle Seahawks coach Pete Carroll said he regrets not signing Colin Kaepernick back in 2017. Here is a clip that we got from Coach Carroll.
You know, there's been stuff in the media that because we were concerned about him taking a knee or whatever, that never even came up in our conversations. That was never even an issue for us. And that wasn't true. And so, but in that regard to that one, it was just things didn't work out and we moved on. It was, at the time, I don't know, I can't remember what Russ's health was all about, but that's what would have been one of the issues. How was, you know, I always felt like Cap was the kind of guy that was a starting quarterback, like I said way back then, that had we had that opportunity, he would have been a great, possibly a great fit with us. And, you know, that's a situation we never got to that.
So I'm trying to figure out, first of all, what is he talking about? I don't ever remember hearing any of this. But he's saying that he was speaking to reporters saying that Kaepernick visited the Seahawks in the spring of 2017 after he opted out of his contract with the 49ers, making him a free agent. Carroll's reasoning for not signing him, as you heard in the clip, was there must have been something wrong with Russ. He's saying that a team called him and asked him questions about Colin's workout back in 2017. He's not saying what team. And if there's a team snooping around, how are we not hearing about any of this? How is this so well covered up right now?
I don't know. Number one, I think take all the politics and even Colin Kaepernick's ability out of it. The Seattle Seahawks are hamstrung with Russell Wilson's contract.
Sure.
I mean, it's a big contract and
well deserved.
So no, I agree 100%. He's my guy. But like salary cap, can you afford him at that point? Because he was making bank back then.
Right.
I think it's kind of weird that this is coming out now. Like, honestly, I'm not even sure when the Broncos were trying to maybe trade for him, I'm not even sure if he came here. Did he? I don't even remember that. I know they were interested. I don't know if he came.
Here's the thing. I think he had a conversation via phone or Skype or something like that, but I don't think he ever came to work out. I think it was all presumptuous that, you know, he was talking to John, they were on a call, and he ended up not coming out here. But there was an offer made and for him to come out, and he never did.
Right. So, and as far as that goes, do I think Colin Kaepernick could play in the NFL as a backup? Maybe. Like,
let's see him work out.
Yeah, is he a perfect fit to play behind Russell Wilson? I don't know. They don't really play the same.
Right.
I don't know. So
schemes would be totally different.
You know what? Like the one that makes the most sense to me is maybe playing Baltimore. Like he would be a great backup there, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I think now's the time if they're going to do it, especially with his age. Like how much does he have left? He hasn't played for a few years. He might have a ton left.
Yeah. I mean, he hasn't played 4 years?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So,
and he had a rough go of it his last year.
And I've said that 1,000 times. Look, does he need or does he deserve a workout? Nobody deserves anything. But would it be cool to give him a couple shots in a couple different teams? Absolutely, give him a shot. That's the best you can do.
Can you
know what I
that,
mean?
Though?
The other day,
will he do that Tuesday workouts or whatever?
I mean, look, they were saying the other day, oh, you know, Roger Goodell needs to put him on a team. It don't work like that, man. Can't tell you more than 1,000 times a day. It don't work like that. Roger Goodell just can't go, all right, you're on the Cowboys. Don't work that way.
Well, he doesn't own a team, so
right.
that would make it difficult.
He doesn't even own the NFL.
Right.
He just runs it, and he takes care of all the owners who are his bosses.
Mm-hmm.
So, should he get some workouts? Absolutely. I think he should get the opportunity to show if he still got it and get out there on the field. Absolutely.
Well, he would be better than any backup Denver has, that's for sure.
Well, I just don't know how I don't know how game, along with everybody else though in the NFL isn't really game ready either. So he might have an advantage. I mean, who knows? But yes, I thoroughly believe that that somebody should give him a shot. A couple teams give him a shot. What's the worst that can happen? Bring him in, let him work out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least give the kid a shot and, let's see if he still got it. I am the proponent. I'm the guy that stood on the soapbox and said he sucked when he left. I understood what he was doing and I was behind him 100%. But you played like crap, dude. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. I'm not trying to pull punches from I'm separating the player from the man. The man that did what he did, I applaud him for it. Your play was garbage the last time we saw you. Throwing across your body, throwing clear across the field, throwing interceptions like nobody's business. Honestly, the last time I saw you, man, you weren't playing all that great.
Well,
just saying.
And I think the NFL, I think Jim Harbaugh was kind of ahead of the curve as far as tailoring a whole offense to a player. Because when Alex Smith came out, I mean, the 49ers changed everything up and it worked. I mean, that first season, it worked well, maybe the second season too. I think the NFL teams are doing that more and more.
I do
but
too.
If you're not a starter, I don't know if you could do that. So if they don't see him as a starter, they're not going to, change everything for a backup quarterback. So that's kind of that's part of just the business side of it, I think. So I think if he went to a team that kind of played to his strengths where, he's more of when the play breaks down, he's more of a get out of the pocket guy and go.
Right.
Whereas Russell Wilson's looking down the field to throw
the entire time.
So I think, you just got to find that team that's a fit. But does he have the ability to do it? Yeah, probably. Sure.
And the other thing is you made a great point. Nobody's doing the Vince Young thing anymore. Nobody's allowing these quarterbacks to come in and just kind of play on the fly. You got to know that book, man. You got to know the playbook. You as a player need to adjust and alter your way of play. If you're going to come in and be a backup, if you want a job, you better learn that playbook and you better have a good sense of how things get run through that quarterback. It shouldn't be, we should adjust because we want to bring him in. It doesn't. It's not the Vince Young way anymore. Mike McCarthy learned that the hard way in Green Bay when he brought in Vince Young, and he was like, "This dude can't remember a playbook. What's wrong with this kid? He's been here. He's been in the NFL how long? Well, you can blame Mac Brown for that because Mac Brown chucked the playbook and said, "Yo, you do what you do, and go."
And that works in college, and I think it can work in the NFL. For me, Vince Young was just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
And at the end of his career was kind of sad because, you could tell it wasn't just Vince Young. Nobody was on the same page when he was out there, and I think that made it difficult. One of the most exciting players that I've ever seen in my life, college or pro. That being said, you're right, but I think maybe who knows? I don't know.
Just saying. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that on air, but anyway.
But look, last year when everything came together in Baltimore, the Jackson, they went to him, he came to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
We had a beautiful marriage of what can be done when the NFL's not so stodgy and they accept the college type of play.
Right.
It's fun to watch, but you can't have one guy out there playing one way and the playbook being another. And then honestly, to be honest with you, that is what I'm a little bit afraid of here in Denver, because you and I both know Drew Lock, he likes to improvise when the thing breaks down. Who knows what it's going to be like, dude? Who knows if they're just going to call 12 run plays in a row, because he has done that in New York.
Well, the thing about that too is keep this in mind with the way Ben Roethlisberger and the way the receivers adjusted
Mm-hmm.
over the years to the way he plays. Like, look, here's the play, but be ready to come back to the ball. If the play is over, you've run your route, find another way to get open. So it's kind of, you have to build it into the culture. So if they build it into their system and their culture and the way that offense runs, Drew Lock will be fine. It's just how is Vic Fangio going to put it out there, make sure that everybody understands this is what we're going to do.
Well, and I think that's the beauty of what's going on in Denver with the young receivers that have kind of play the same way that Drew Lock did in college, like Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Noah Fant, all these guys, they understand that already.
Yeah. I expect big things out of Noah this year, man.
I do too. And I think they got the other tight end. I can't, Alberto. Yeah, I can't say his name, but like, I think they have those players. And I'm waiting to see what Shermer and Fangio look like on the sidelines when that all, like, sometimes just let them be.
Right. Let them do their thing.
Let them be for a minute.
Right. Give them the outline.
Yeah.
Hand it to them and then go, here's a structure. What you put inside is on you.
Right. And you know what? There's people in radio that literally write out everything they're going to say.
Right. You've got
have you
my
ever tried
outline.
that? Yeah.
It's
I
impossible.
do bullet points.
It's
I
impossible.
have bullet points. No, man, because I like going down rabbit holes, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
it's fun.
that's why I love having you on the show, brother. Because I never have to worry about having enough on my screen to go off of.
And that being said, like, there was a place for Vince Young in the NFL, and not as a starter, maybe, but like even for like Tim Tebow, like, all right, this is like not working. Our game plan is crap. We're losing by 3 touchdowns. Hey, Vince, can you like go do some of your magic for a minute?
Right. That
like, but they don't think that way.
Tight, right. And and that was unfortunate. Look, I've interviewed Vince several times, and I probably shouldn't have made that little snarky remark. And not that Vince is listening, but I apologize.
No.
I shouldn't have said that. But I just, it bothered me because of what these guys, the money they make, the responsibility they have as quarterbacks. When you can't get and dive deep down into a playbook, that's on you, man. You should be better than that. But he should have been a more of a backup gadget after everything went bad in Tennessee.
Like Cordell Stewart started.
Right. Once the Tennessee Titan thing was over, dude, you should have gotten that book and said, hey, coach, use me in this way. Use me that way. Make some suggestions. Do something to make yourself relevant and a part of that team and, wedge yourself in there however you can. And he didn't do that. He just kind of threw his hands up and walked away. And that was a little disappointing for me because I enjoyed watching him too.
I think also there's another guy like that right now where I want to see what he does because I really loved watching Marcus Mariota as well. Like him at Oregon.
Oh, don't count him out yet, dude.
No, exactly. And I think it was just not a fit. Like they were too rigid in everything they did in Tennessee. And it just wasn't a good fit. I really like Marcus Mariota. In fact, if there's something on FanDuel or something where I could bet where he's probably the starting quarterback, like I don't know what's going to happen there. Like I think it's a definite possibility. Like, I think he's a good player, and he can throw. Like every time they were like dogging him, like I was like, I don't know about that.
Gruden loves him,
right?
That's why I brought him in.
Yes. I love him too. So I'm excited to see because there's a lot of people out there that back Derek Carr. Let's just be honest.
Right.
That dude is Mr. Robot QB. Like it's not like very fancy.
Right.
To be brutally honest, it's not that fun to watch. Like Gruden, we know what Gruden does, what he did in Tampa Bay. He had like 50 quarterbacks, and then he's still trying to bring Jake Plummer in there.
I know, like
bro,
seriously?
You got like 12. Like, what do you want me for?
Dummy. Oh my God. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, making us part of your day. Big shout out to the legendary sportscaster who celebrates a birthday today. Mr. Marv Albert turns 79 years old today. Happy birthday to him.
How old's his hairpiece?
Probably 45 ish.
Yeah, man. He's gotten a birthday too today, man. Don't forget about it.
National Loving Day is today. We got 9 days until Father's Day, 22 days until Independence Day, and 84 days until Labor Day weekend. Unbelievable, man. Labor Day weekend almost here. Summer, I'm telling you, this summer's going to go by fast, dude, and really upset me really bad. Today is also National Jerky Day if you like beef jerky. And today is also National Peanut Butter Cookie Day. And I got plenty of those downstairs, so I'll be eating some of those. All right, Chris, anything you want to say to nice people before we get out of here?
No, man, just thanks for having me on. I'm doing a lot of projects. So if you want to be involved in any of these, because I want people's stories, bro.
Yeah,
that's
tell
what
them
I'm
how to
looking
get there.
for. Just follow me at Chris Braden Live, and I'll be on there, Twitter, all that.
There you go.
You'll find me.
All right, y'all. Have a great weekend. Be kind to one another, and we'll talk to you again on Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel, right here on the Sports Guy Mike Show. And as I say around here all the time, don't sweat small stuff. Right here. See ya.